Lana meba kurwa gulnyani dadu kanji deda la roa gunla benjin dewe.
Sanje jodam soga janam la janjo bado dani devje dagi chushe jebe sonam ji rola benjo sanje do. Sanje jodam soga janam la janjo bado dani devje dagi chushe jebe sonam ji rola benjo sanje do. Sanje jodam soga janam la janjo bado dani devje dagi chushe jebe sonam ji rola benjo sanje do bara sho. Ta taring yangya garza ore cheshe cheyagi da lerim jidwa da denande 마시지다 내 선배나는데 그런 맛이 뒤에나라 인지나라 최세세야신 뒤자 제가 인지미신 안다 겐dim바 남아서 여기 말에 선배들 총송되대야 될 다리세도 겐dim바 망우질을 대샤 되는 라마 기회신이 라드 남바이슈 인지게 견이 마견이 되는 망우지 도셔 되네 뒤치도 마 가셔지기다 아닌데 라닥 받아서 안다 멘데핑엔도 제 마신의 군중아 그게 대살이야 그 렌저죠 컨셉의 최게 벽에 막어버지 인지게 막어버지 괜히 가가이 막어버지 정도 라닥에 얘기하는 시로지 시기사 되니야 벽에 나라직 마셔배 배바이 배찬에 직 만딩에 소리지 인지나래야 그런 제림나래야 인지날 셰그리스 인지날 셰그리스 이제 디어를 그래서 인지 상황다 배대 쇼쇼제들 가보시보제 다들은 마게 내가 여대 내가 정말 유니 아니 영배 인생에 작도지도 제가 정말로 야대 라와도 접두 좀 인지게라이 직제고다 근데 지도 내한다 감정을 쉬비다 미 지기 미숨 글라가 제고도 세제 시주케서 다 근데 인도다 벽에 대한 라다게 인자버지와 제도 라다게 날지 잡으시지 시에서나 벽에 망체 고로래요. 마시 다리다 최세 제야디 초와 그봐 더 초에 고르게서르지다 디기든지 디두 게서지래다 초와 날지 대화지다 동해성이 여러와 디고르 게서지래 디 나네 인지날 차이나 해피니스 without fear 생지도와 와다 디래 디 인도 말아서 제비 나타지 벽에 날 또 인지는 게 직디수 벽에 날 라야 칼레르지도와 다 시고르 디기와 디기디 아니 저기 가서 우리 직다 켜니 매비 동해디 시사 직다 켜니 매비 디기 거르지 시고 도세안지다 된 더르드나 디두 그렇게 시래샤 엔지당하는 저 디두 생인디 코르에 로단지레도와 된데 인도다 단다 망부지 벽에 나셔 고야면도 라다케나 고직주 인지 바달라가데 인지 겹 그냥 죽대와 라다케 겹션데 지금에도 봐 로단도 도스에선데 공연도 참에 고도 그럴 뭐 공연이야 참마지야 디나네 직니지 고도 그러다 된대제 다 라다케 야고자식 말에 인지게 대대장게 탭사시라데 대 인내다 레와카야 된다라 상만로지 신기 운동도 전지 감는 지금도 아니 라우스 나 스군든 이카 펩켄 되네 장마다 두지치 해주시다 되네 장마만아 이카 펩체스포 직스포송 자른 지다 주 지에서나 덕상하다 이카나 펩켄 장마하다 다 동규발던 룩페 되네 진닥 포모 샤딱바식만이 80m 사마라 다 인낭 인조 멘조 케퍼멘캬 인낭 되는 하다 지낭 당하다 산제 시스템바 저간 보아 되니 나 민다 망포식 람 룩솔 리카니 보낭 요테노 되나는 진라 출룩 카냥 요테노 출루스팅나 요테노 야마나 되니 사제 토나 요테노 perna podla podle yot kenni chola yang podi chos la you kenni la chos tena togla teni karja khunu you ken kuni karja khorang kuni chos der kan chos khorang minda inang teni lungba dang teni lam luksol dang te kuni ndra minda mangpo ji yote no inang nima ushar chana ka to nima teni nepal la sharken nima de nepal nima no zerkhana nim nepali nima zerse no pa nepali nima mano nima chikmani mete no tena chokla laos na sharken nima o laos nima zerano laos pe nima mano I jikte ni nima no songba san jikte na nima chikmani mete no chikmani tewo sharken songba san lungbe jastele nima o ngata lungpa soso nima soso yutken nangjin ji zerkhen nangjin choale ngata nangpa san ges pe cholang rik manda mangpo ji yete no inang te kun sangman dor dus tang chikmani nizmani mete no Imkani tezu imkani justele ngata ale nangpe japtok juchespo ngata ranrai tene yul yindro lungpa yindro lama kongme charge yindro tumta yindro rig minda mangpo yoteno pena las na tene chuluk mana draminda mangpo yoteno pibang yoteno pipe nangla khache balti yoto nangpe nanglang nangpa tene na tichilo ngatale gilux pa yoteno saskya yoteno le tene drukpa yoteno le ningmang yoteno tekun changma yoteno yina tekun changma potne tene rig manda mangposhik yongkhani justele tene rig manda mangposhik la ming manda mangposhik nane laglen manda lukshol manda mangposhik dam manda shik justele halam mana farak chenmo yotkan choga sonteno yina farak tezamjik meteno changma mana tene don na tukjana nangpa sangyaspi tanbano tibu sombasa nangpa sangyaspi tanba japstok karu kazo jin nangpa sangyaspi tanba japtok jisana kazo jugo shizon sosu tanba japtok jispo tene nangpa sangyaspi tanba japtok jisken testeno chiezena nangpa sangyaspi tanba japtok jispo japtok po ngata nang ngarang tanba rang gonpa rang lama rang tumta tene japtok si kalte majus na kato tene nangpa sangyaspi tanba rangjini nyaminchi ta chachacheno chiezena ngata ale chizercheno le space borna yale charik ya charazerchimano charazerano kwa ta kambal choksik tene mana things te yotna kato ta kambali kha tene ya choksek choksik ya mana porpek choksik mok choksik cha choksik ya chu choksik chang choksik 이숙시 가르지식 릭스데 였나 디볼 딱 건나 디 차라오 가즈월 딱 치시나 그러나 미지 간에메 용고시시노 용나니 미 중나 미 곁구시 맨나 미지기 간에메 딱 나가도 촉 지니 딱 나가도 데니 딱 년치시노 디오 딱선 능신라 데니 코라이 능니 야 잘락시 야 자직룩스데토 야 적색 버데토 야 지금 버바 지지교지 창마만이 야래 말럭바 마 잘라지스데 앙와 딱 년치시요데나 디부 마운나 가도 만아야래 차라마나 직니 촉마나 직니만이 마나 딱치스 마운나 가도 지니 만아야래 이나 유켄 지상마 지지요 직직군 상마 록데 차노 직직마나 데모 독치스 마노바 디부 돈닥부 누가 마노바 된나 능신라 차라 딱한 능신라 낭파 상게스피 단바 차라지가 스페 보르텐 디부 딱고나 가도 촉 지니 딱스데마니 냐나 마노 Tena nangshina nangpa sangyaspi tanbang chok zhini mana yale rang chuluk mandawa mangpo yoto tekun changma ni tiakstana tena mana yale ngata ale nangpa sangyaspi tanba japtok yorano temani chik po tiak chik matak nakato diga mano nangpa sangyaspi tanba japtok sin yora mano songpa sang ngata ale nangpa sangyaspi tanba japtok zhin samna tangpo khorang jen chang mazirpa rang chuluga rang japtok gyalik jogo shes ma khachane no sombasa tungyut paldan drukpa zirkan bang tane ngata nangpa sangyaspi tanba no tanba jam machat pi tanbe nangne tungyut zirpa sang nedon ni jutpa zirpa sang tanbe nangne tanbe ningku nogle tane ningku incarnations te tanbe ningpo incarnations te le tungyut paldan drukpi tanba tane tungyut paldan drukpi tempa chizircheno tempa jesu jukhanne ngata chona japtok nia rus chostele tene ngata edc tene ja chama pepches po ma expose to juspo to justi normani ngata le mana rangchok chostele chogri choste tene ngata mani jen mana gas mi chokches rang gaches jen pamches dizuk sama mano gelpa me pera mano jen kuna gas goshes ino rang tambang gas goshes ino spaceship borna the trongpa jigina khangba chik mana rara khangpa gyala ji jen sama ko ne tangpo sonte dugna mana kuri jigina thapsak just the dug tin nang del rang khangba mana seri khangpe choksik 60 dugna kitpe chang metropa karu tana mi chama kurpus de na rara seri khangpa 60 dugna kitpe chang metropa kokoran balance goshesin okpa tena nangjini no korang chi nang changma gas tang yar gas kan bo mana yulina yar gas dug zena khangpa chik gyala dug zerba yar gas zera manokba chi changme mana chi khangpa changma khangpa yet Techok Sama Gala. Tena Nangshin Lam Gala, Tena Nangshin Gadi, Tena Nangshin Ya Chu, Bu, Lok Bok, Chi Sama Yala Yargas Dugzena, Tene Yulpo Mana Yargas Son Toxer Kanji, Skatakshi Yalo. Temani Mana Kampa Chik, me Chupuji, Kampek Sixtena, Kampa Magalik Sixtena, Yulpu Gala Dug Yargas Son Toxer Semanova. The Ava or that Mana Chupu in Kampa Chik Dugzer, Mikan, Mikuni Mitaching money, Jam Punches. Mika yonches, Chatka yonches, Kotka yonches money, Jump punches manoko. Tenna Nanjin and Mata Nampa Sanjas with Ambassador Kanbong, stand by 10 pin Nanita, standing Kipu, Same Mana, Rara and Lasganjiutano, Rara is stand by Rara Yama Juba, Tene Japtok Jugoshes, Tanzini Skivichone now, Sambao, Izutangosino, Chijakun. Jindak Pomo Suji Ginjiang, Rara is Tanba, Ya, Tunjut Paldan to bit Tambe, Jindakina, Tunjutan bed to Tunjut Paldan to bit Tampe, Karuina, two Japtoxes, Tenana Jinla Ya Giluspi Jindaxina, Giluspa Japtok, Ning Tapana Japtoxes, Saskia ina Tenana, Nimaina, Maymana Japtoxes, Rara and Metokana Popel, Haskals can be justele, Mata Samana Japtok, Manas Ning Tapana Juses, or two Manatale. Tangata Sninkong Ruspi, Tok Namana, Ting Namana, Sampek Salgoshes, Tenatola, Tingata, Divo, Manangata, Chisar Genole, Lenganzananda, Ganzo, Divo Yotenova. Shoris at the Manoyale, Domana, Hako Goshima Hasanem. That Taring Kachus, just Taonge, Tushajambuchi, Pepstele, Kachus Alchesino, Taring Programinale. Inang tenetibo happiness with fear without fears kanji program na yot pinle tene do tene salkan tene tonba tanda te khanbo zana da tonkan bo thuksha rumbuji ka pheste salche jino inang thuksha rumbuji ka phep misuk ches pu jastele tene nga tene da iwo sarga chokpo nante tene shatna zerte tis gongkone ajawa churu ngyang da shadin zerte chezena te biksi sperik chokshik tangna mikun chabiksi thachana Mitana Kokang, Segang Kidna Kibain, Ningang Kidna Kibain, there are Zogale, Kochina, Segang Kitposona, Kipano, Chusochik Kitposona, Chipano, Chejakun Tadna, Nasampachang, Samba Zosteno, Chejakun Matadna, Nasamba Mazokan, that the nuts of Sombasa, Chejakun Tadena Samste, Nyang, Jin, Dangetan, Tengalas, healing the Yutpin by Inang, though Shadin Chang Mistosas, the net to Zespin. Then Chejakun. Last in Alang, the Peratanchesi Azuke Digrimna, Metpa, the Angresina Speratanchesi, some Azueteno, Digriminale, Yinang, Tene, Dasa Lameka, come to Rumbuches Molara, Last Pacula Dipara, Tane Last Pacula, Lasi, Sperina, Canimet Salgosok, Tangosok Zarinjida, the come to Rumbuchina Molara, Tenanojin Dasa, Chimre Chazut. There's a mental pulsana, last esperena, Kachusala, the Juser and Chigdang, Zerdu, this on Basada, last espera yelling man, Mashis in Opoina, she's conscious telling the Shatin Chidino. Touch Kachose Chosena, Zudugle, happiness without fears or country. Though a cheeser tenors and Angata, Skituk their country on Valley. Jistenina, Skituk needs money. That Sangmena, Skitung is in a Dusken Soxeno. Yana skit, Yana Dugzer and Chitanta, Parmagian, Yutupati, Ina, Palcheva, Yana Kit, Yana Dugina, Duskenjing money, Meteno. Songbasa, Skidugzer Canbo, Tangatai, Mitsina Manayale, Mitsi Korai Mana, the Chiser Genole, Mitsi Amina, Koran, Ranjin Koran, Skidug Nisina, Duxtenoganale. Songbasa, Skit Zertele, Chisigatayan. As Dugzerte Kazugino, Zena. Dimana Chiser Chenole, Zinba Zenanda, Manayale Chisanole, Skit yon Chese Pia Nata, last Justin Chosen Chitaino, Duk Mion Chese Pia, last Justin Chita, Stundichon Chitaino, Yinang do Chomashis can justele, Darsapa, Skit Tezamsik Mounseno, Duk Shatakonstano, Chiesenale, Skituk Nispo Woman in Matoches Pujastiano. Sombasa, Skituk Motokos Puma Casenio. Skidu ngoto goshe kazu nozna skit zerkan bokani yonstuk duk zerkan bokani yonstuk yonsa o gana yeno do teni she goshe ma khaksane no do mana yale rangjin kane o gana yonstan do mashiz na kado kit zerkan bang loxpa chizer cheno skit mana mo matoxpa juste skit minkenji skit sorte dukte Tenatokla dugang dug ngomashis pasang dug deang tene chinang chizir chenongle rama trutpa tene dug chenmojik menang dug chenmojik tsokshik tsor dug goshes mana gyumtsen mani menang dungal jik tsorin jik dan dugshes nga ta tu jiksteni na yongdukwa dungal mani mogu che mana yala kharji yut tha thugu yut ali awa amay chi changma yut khangpa yut jinkang yut chi changma yut chi changma thik sonang seminar mana skyomo jik seminar miskit chik dug jik mana tuzjin do tsorin jik da duga menwa do kazuk jik no ya mi khachi ga yongdukwa to chi no zana dug po mashes po jaste dug ngoma tokches po jaste teni dungal mana menken jik dungal tsorin jik dang dungalina khorin jik dang dugche jik motok rangjini speratana mana yale skit jigi nokpa skit mana mashespe skit mana matsorches po jaste skitin jik dang dug tsorin jik da dugche jik skit po mana mitsorche jik dug mana tsorin jik dang le dungal mana yale tsorin jik da dugche jik mi mangpo jik na yote nokwa ngata mi chilo a chizir chenole ngata ingwa alta zana mi khachiga thongdu pa ko dugoshi mane meteno dungal mane chogoshi mane minukba yinang kho dungal mane izushi sem dungal ji du chijigin pina zarkan ji yongdu ba mana ale cancer chijigin pina zarkan ji yongdu ba do chino zana ko dungal yong goshi mane meteno pa dungal chogshi chorteno tena chogshi la khachig mana yale kit mane menken ji kit du chortele chang tongches skit zana teron kitpo yongche se pia changtong skitpo yongche se pia semjen sat hale tena zogla teni skitpo yongche se pia zuntang skitpo yongche se pia mana yale matale azuk chunchi da duano po lasngan chunchi da dusano po ramina mangpo yale perna mata lasna ina stonna raluk mangpo gyurinchi na dugdugpa tachi uzna ti gun la mana tugdor tang te kuni pia gun mana kitpo juste dugchesi aram juste dugchesi pia raluk sata nokpa stol la raluk gyurches po ngata mana azu hinokpa changpa kuni changpa rongpa ta nubra bura karu yinang yinro ta ja bazari ja dukhan kunla te samjing metro mani jen changma mana gyurgosen ti gyurches po chi juste no gun mana kitpo juste tugdol tang te tugdol thung te tukpa thung te kitpo juste dugin something skit chese pia raluk satte no pa do magic se no skit mishes ches po jaste skit ngotok po mana ngoma tok ches po jaste le las ngani zuk chunchi dan dostano skit ngotok po mana ngoshes na kato raluk satte raluk gyurin chidang skit ji yong ches po mana yong sampe na mana yong maos do daksa skit ngomi tok ches po jaste las ngani zuk yong chunchi dan dostano tena nangzini nole chang tongches bang skit yong chese pi chang tongsteno chang mana mangpai tongches pi justele tene mana lusika tene nat tene jang ramina mangposi nat natsa tene yang minda mangposi yong chikta skiposi mana rangzini kitposi yong te manoko yong ches manokpa inna skit dugsam te skit yong chese pi chang rak tongsteno pa tena tsoko nole kunma kusken kunang teo samnang kunma kukan la skid jigi pia skuna kusteno mani ji skuna ku kusis chang menupa yina skid pia skuna kusteno somba sa skid po mana mishes pujaste mishes po manga dale kamzor chenmo ji no le ngata mana madik se no do mana ta mana chizir che no nonjul mana yale galat zde menwal galat mana cheshok ji no le di mana ngata galat changme nang galat cheshok ji skid mishes pujaste skid ngom mishes pujaste tenaza matat pe skit ngomishe ches po jastele tonme de dungal mangpo ji yon ches bong do jastano ngata daksa special borsi yale ngata daksa mignis du payale ngata jisden inspire natan mignis last chur yale tena nangjin la khang last chur tena nangjin la nang last chur tena nangjin la nawanis mana last jela churpa tena nangjin la kangpang last chustele kar dul nang dul nyen du yale chi changma mana halam ta chi changma changdu zena digde no ba do nga ta mana mishesh mana ti do mana dinne kha sampek mana maungs no ya specific borj yale thore nga ta mignis po long tele mathong na ka to duk cham ji yong ches duk dungal cham ji nyarwa cham ji thong ches duk dokun sampek tang na daring mana daring nimme na ale sampek tang na mana ti daring sang kit pek mana jikte ni na mana yong ma shes no yina do mane misheches pujaste kichik mana khasik ma sorte no skit torches tapoa mana yale dungal mana mangpoik tarung seminar andamina mangpoik saminchita skit mana researches bojaste mana dungal mangposi seminar yuden chita yotkan yotopa sambasa skit zirkan bo mignis yotkan bojastele skit sorgoshesino pera tangin kan jaste skit sorgoshesino nawanis yotkan bojaste espera sornyenches bojaste skit sorgosheno ngata kangpani tsukstele dunyenches bojaste skit sorgoshesino teojastele skit sorna mana skit mana minra mana skit chikyoteno skit mana yale ngata jisteni na skit mana halise skit chiyoteno kharji nyangches bojaste ma skit chigino thore mig longna kato teni hakosano ya dang sakpanga mig yotpin hal samkhanji ngin disuk thongse laman jala na zawon zamu thot teni karutana ot sangma thot karu chana chanyin chetpin tan dangne phalanga mane tamane ching nak lip song tamane thomaminu dang sakpa isu skip pojget pin hele samkhanji samano dede sakpa mane skip jingman masorteno darung mana dungal dang jing ramindi dhaman dige sperik changa tang jing da dusteno to sampek tang nale skip zirkan bor so se michina mana yeden jinga ino hale cheyale inang do mana masor chis bojaste mana dale galat sananda kamzor mana desang kamzor chejing mana maustano to sampek tang na kato Drukpa tokna kato hakorupa nyungnas tok tezu dukzana hakorupa nima chikki mra jak chik la ni jak chik la chang mazus pa Drukpa tongpa dukpa thore nga tok chukol sikina omai tuk lukstele tarek tok tapchak sitang pa ma jimpo thoduba do namgyun mana chuskolina omai lukna ta mana ale pat heren chachir sokpo di chi no jeno ale danga thumen zate pat thungchang mana pa shostang ji portang chema jang mikal yina mana teti ding hato mana yale dindo di chilonga ta jisna thor thortuk serta mana uzu tene ti khata ta de chuik tang chima chuina ji chatum tum shik lustele te mana jimbo mana hale ji jimbo ale yongdu ba do sampek tang na otzuwa misina ta desang jimba mana ngarma kyurpu mana chi thatna ngara zashes yukya te jamji ke demo ikta ski deski chang chora minu ba kharji jamji zesna ale ya mana chodma mana minda jishna ndaz mokmok teni mana chauman tane chang dramida mangpo chukste yuennang chang de chiglang chang jimpe khansi chora minu ba chezana Drukpa mitok ches boshaseno inang do teni hako goshis ma khasani no pa skit tizuk sik du nga khaji tizuk sik mangpo za che skit ino hai lame katini no lama konchok katini no ngarang chengmi laz jang po ji kijaste ino samkhane skit ji hako na ka to michina mana skit halisi mangpo ji yeta no yang zer go shemin ka chama hako ji no skit po hako na ka to michi mana skit mana ale skit na bucha che jet kya skit hamiko ches bojaste michi dugina bodin jida ino teo sombasa ta skit po mana hako kosis khachani no zerkan tange origina jebik zerin mania konkun azuk jero konkun khachik mana dang spera podik boskede na spera mang potans pasan konkun mana katpa na tene mana tizu thangma song ogel ma kaspo song zerin jida daring origina shadin samte shara nok samte yons pin zerkan dug sombasa ya mashat na diga manok yang chija kun la se na spera yang tingju jiang e tang chak pa le and for those who want me to speak in English, I just want to repeat what I said. I mean, I can't repeat exactly what I said, but of course I will try my best to say a few things about the happiness without fear. In fact, Tukse Rinpoche is supposed to be giving teaching this topic, and I'm supposed to be resting. But since he's not here, so I'm taking his role to sort of to substitute him. And happiness without fear, I actually think that the happiness is something that is part of our life, actually. Happiness is not something that we have to create. We have to sort of produce. It is always there as a part of your life, primordially. But we don't realize it. So, due to the lack of realization, we have a problem to experience it. We hardly experience the happiness. Instead, we experience the suffering. Because suffering is somehow little easier to experience, because we have a very strong, conditioned kind of propensities which are developed since quite a long time ago. Let's say, beginninglesses of this samsara, till today, we have been so much used to it. So therefore, we feel much much closer and also very much familiar with that. So our familiarization with the suffering is 100 times more than the happiness. So therefore, we feel a lot of sufferings in our life, which is very sad, very sorry, actually, to all of us. And it's, as I always say, that it's, the most of the sufferings that we are going through is very much meaningless, pointless sufferings. We do not need to suffer, but we feel suffering. There's no choice. Even though we have all sorts of good conditions and the circumstances, everything is perfect, but we are missing something and we suffer a lot. But still we don't know why we are suffering and what is really the suffering is. So therefore it's very much like a confusing, and almost we can say that this samsara, the cyclic existence where we are in, is full of suffering. There is hardly any happiness. So the happiness has to be experienced. It is not something that we have to create. We have a notion, very strong notion, to create the happiness. That is wrong concept, very much wrong. We always create the happiness, so-called. So we create. So like, for example, we create, we think we are creating happiness by stealing somebody's property. We think we are creating happiness by telling lie. We think we are creating happiness by taking lives of others. Taking lives of others. Kill, literally, just you kill. Cut their head off, and we are happy. I make myself happy by cutting somebody's head off. Which is nonsense actually. But we think like that. Many of us, we are just a handful of people here that may not be thinking that way, but most of the people, most of the beings in this world, they wanted to kill each other. And they don't hesitate to kill each other at all. And that somehow makes them happy. So they think, okay, let's do it. This is for my happiness, my amusement. So I'm doing it. So fishing is considered to be a now game, enjoyment. Hunting is considered to be a game and enjoyment. And all sorts of nasty things that we are doing is very much considered to be the great solution to make yourself happy. Isn't that a wrong solution? I mean, you just can, imagine. Just imagine. It's something very sad that we think like that. The fact that we are thinking that way, we believe in that sort of wrong, sort of like a solution, which is very sad. So, however, what I'm trying to say is that all these nonsense comes into your mind because you have a wrong concept. You have a wrong concept. Wrong concept means you have a concept that the happiness has to be created. Happiness is not a creation, it's a nature. It is a nature of our life. you know. But we do not know, we do not appreciate, and we do not respect the nature. That's the point where you don't feel the happiness. Happiness is covered by the fabrication, by the doubts and, you know, all these, how do you say, all these obscurations. So happiness is not seen, not seeable, not visible. So when you don't have a happiness that it's visible thing, not visible, then obviously you have to create. And sometimes you feel, oh, now I created and I'm happy. But that is illusion, very much illusion. Generally speaking, it is very illusion. But I'm not saying that you should not do that. If that is a solution for your happiness, just go ahead, unless it's not harming anybody. But if you harm anybody, this is not a subject. I mean, this is how do you say, very much recommendable not to do. Even though you temporarily feel that you are creating happiness, but it is not recommendable to involve in this kind of activities, harming activities. By harming others, you can never be happy. Even though you feel that you are happy, you're going to be happy. That is just a feeling. That is just an illusion, which you should not be very much like a deceived. You should not be, what do you call that, misinformed. And you should not be practicing that kind of wrong practice, wrong solution. So therefore, if you do not harm it, if you get some temporary happiness without harming anybody, including yourself, let's go ahead. Doesn't matter if it's temporarily sort of giving happiness. It doesn't matter. I would love to go ahead with that. I myself, for example, if I'm not happy, if I find that some kind of a nonsense thing makes me happy, I will go ahead. I'll happily involve in these activities, as long as it's not harmful anybody and yourself. Why I'm saying yourself is because, for example, drinking a lot temporarily makes you happy, but it is very bad for your health. So you have to be wise enough not to drink that much, because you don't want to kill yourself. Abuse yourself. Even though you are looking for happiness, but you don't want to kill yourself. So you have to have a healthy life. Healthy life makes you happy life. So the long run, we as a human being, we should look for long run than the short term. That's very important. We have to be wise. We have to be smart, very intelligent. So the bottom line, what I'm trying to say in this subject is that you should not have a concept of creating happiness. You should have a concept, you should have a very much strong sort of deep appreciation towards your life, like the life being happy, or life being inseparable from the happiness by nature. But then, if you ask a question to yourself or to somebody else, how come then I do not experience it? Obviously you do not experience it because you don't realize it. So the realization need to be sort of set up. If you like, you can say even realization need to be created. If you are very much fond of using the words creative or creation, then realization needs to be created. So how to go about in terms of creating the realization? Then of course the master needed, study needed, learning needed, and of course meditation needed. And there are the analytical meditation, and of course the one-pointed mind meditation, and there are lots of different meditations that we can emphasize about. Anyway, all these things are very much needed. Especially for the beginners, you need a great master. The master who can emphasize all these things very clearly. Not only emphasizes, but master, he or her, him or herself need to be experienced master. That is very important. Very much important. That is the key point. You must keep this in your mind and do not forget. Very important. That the master, him or herself, needs to be experienced master. If he or herself is not an experienced master, he can, even though he can talk hours, days, months, even years, it's just a talking. It just doesn't have any value, any sort of like any weight. So it's like a beautiful kind of human being, the feature robot, which doesn't have heart. Human being, if human being doesn't have anything inside, then human being, very nice, very handsome, very beautiful human being, doesn't serve any purpose. Oh, same thing. The teaching can be so colorful, so nice, so attractive, but it doesn't have any value, any blessings, any force, any energy. This is very important, and especially very important in the Vajrayana tradition. If you are not really the Vajrayana follower, it doesn't really matter that much, because in Hinayana, it needs to be some experience in some extent, but not that badly. But in the Vajrayana, it needs fully experienced master. So his or her experience can be sort of like transmit through his radiant meditative state of blessing, radiation. And that sometimes that can be shared through his teaching, through his magnificent teachings, or her magnificent teaching, Teaching can be a very good solution to share the blessing or the energy. This is what I always feel, and I always tell the people, that when you talk about blessing, you should always, the first thing is you should always think that the blessing definitely transmits through his teaching. That is very important. And then, of course, there are many different ways of transmitting the blessings. I know. There's no doubt about it. But the other solutions or other ways of bestowing the blessings are very much hidden and very confusing also. Sometimes we don't know how it works. So the best and the clearest, the most sort of like a direct way of explaining is that the blessing can only be transmitted through the teachings of the great masters who has the blessing. When I say blessings, it is the experience. If he or she does not have experience of what he or she is talking about, what he is or her, what he is or she is talking about, then there is no blessing. Literally, it's as simple as that. Very simple. This is something we have to understand. So, happiness without fear is actually, once you realize it, once you realize the happiness being a part of your life, where is fear actually? You just check. Where is fear? There is no fear at all. There is no reason, no excuses to have a fear. No matter what happens in this world may be sort of like demolished. This world may be collapsed, but you will never be, influenced by any sort of fear. That doesn't mean that you won't care. You will care. You will try your best to keep this world running very peacefully, not to be collapsed, not to be demolished, not to be killed. We will try our best. Yet, innerly we do not have any fear. Fear and care is different. Fearlessly you can care. You can take care of others 100% dedicated way. Yet you are 100% out of fear. Why not? You are 100% out of fear because you are 100% realized the happiness which is the part of your life. So no matter what happens in this world, you are totally happy. But happy, again, we are not talking about, like a excitement happiness, like a so happy that, we don't know what to do. Like we, almost getting crazy, getting sort of like mad, and laugh and dance and sing and all these things. These are just a madness happiness, mad happiness, madness. I wouldn't even call it happiness. I would say it's a madness, just too much of excitement, too much of that, too much of this, and then you get a little bit of hallucinated. It's like a hallucinated. It's a little bit of effect of a drug or something like that. It is temporarily you can call it happiness, but it's not genuine happiness. Genuine happiness is something that we may not have experienced yet, but genuine happiness is, I'm telling you, it's something that we cannot really express. It's something that we cannot just imagine. It's beyond everything, beyond expression, beyond imagination. So, I don't know how to express it, since this is a beyond expression. Even though I'm trying my best to express it, but I don't know how to express it, I think. It's a happiness that, cannot be defected or demolished by any of the circumstances. It's a kind of a deeply transformation. It's a transformation. It is definitely a transformation. And it's a very peaceful also, very peaceful. And it has no fear. So therefore, happiness without fear comes in this business. We, as it is right now, experience, I don't know, I'm not saying that we are not experiencing happiness at all. We are experiencing happiness many times. Many of our life is very much happy, But the most of the happinesses that we are going through are very much influenced by a fear. Like properties, what we gain, and the names or reputations that we have. And also, of course, it's like a property, but just like a friends. Boy has a girlfriend, the girl has a boyfriend, for instance. But the minute we have these properties and wealth, and also the luxuries, you have a tremendous amount of fear comes together with that property. Because you are afraid of losing it, mainly it is the fear of losing it. We have a very strong fear of losing it, Therefore, we are always under the experience and influence of suffering. So it's literally, you can say, the type of a happiness that we are experiencing, samsarically speaking, are always the pain. It's always suffering. The minute you get this luxury, you are getting the pain. You're getting the suffering. That's something that we have to understand. The jealousy comes along with it. The pride comes along with it. Together. It's a package kind of thing. It should not be, actually. Happiness is a happiness. It has to be independent. But it has never been independent. It has always been together with the jealousy, together with the pride, together with the fear of any sort. That actually means the happiness that we have are very much influenced or spoiled, if I may say, by the fear. That's also one of the reasons the Buddha Shakymuni emphasizes very strongly that the samsara doesn't have any happiness. That doesn't mean, why Buddha said that is the Buddha doesn't mean to say that there is no happiness, but there is no realization of happiness in our concept. Therefore, we don't have happiness. Actual fact, we have lots of happiness. Our life is full of happiness. It's a part of your life. So why not? It's full of happiness, but we are not experiencing it. So going back to having luxurious, for example, luxury. You have a friend now. Supposingly you found a very beautiful friend today, and you really sort of you dragged yourself into him or her already, melt into each other. And then that moment is a very happy moment, for sure. It's a very happy moment. I know that. There is no doubt about it. But when you check, if you check yourself at that moment, whether you have a fear or not of losing that person, definitely you have the strong fear of losing that person. And also at the same time, if there is a person more stronger than you, more handsomer than you, more beautiful than you, more talent than you, comes in front of you, or you and your friend, and said few words, and do some mutual things, like something very harmless thing, but you feel very painful. Your heart is almost broken because of the fear, jealousy. So that moment your happiness is totally gone. Your happiness is totally gone, and it